Top 10 favorite 2017 films. Here we go. So, at number 10, we are going to go with Split, M. Night Shyamalan, okay? James McAvoy's just astounding performance. The rest of the cast was good. It was creepy. It's the perfect. Sorry, we're gonna have to slip into spoilers for 1 second. So if you don't want to know spoilers, just skip to like right here. I came into this movie to see a horror / thriller film. Because of the ending, when I left this movie, the movie became something else entirely. Okay? It switched genres on me by the end credits. This movie is not a horror film. It is actually a origin story for a comic book supervillain. That is the most brilliant, and it connects to Unbreakable. So now, James McAvoy's character, Kevin, is about to be the arch nemesis to Bruce Willis's Superman from Unbreakable. That's fucking crazy. If that is not worthy, not to mention Unbreakable is one of my favorite films all time. Oh my god, I gave this movie a 9 out of 10, but god damn it, that's not worthy of a top 10 list, and I just don't know. But that's number 10 for me. And at number 9, you know, I only just recently got a chance to see The Disaster Artist, and I have not seen The Room, not yet. Though, I mean, considering that it's one of the worst films of all time, you know, I'm not exactly just running out to go see The Room. I will see it though. But no, I needed to know, could this movie stand on its own, right? So I saw The Disaster Artist without seeing The Room, and let me tell you something. The Disaster Artist is brilliant. James Franco gives one of the year's best performances, and this is a career best performance for James Franco. The whole cast is fantastic. The film is just peaking with excitement, solid, consistent comedic moments. It's actually surprisingly like a touching, charming, inspirational film. This is the most inspirational film I've seen all year. It's so hopeful. It's just full of hope, as crazy as that fucking sounds. I hope that someone was like directing the making of featurette for The Disaster Artist. Now, and I hope that that making of featurette becomes a movie itself. Think like Jim and Andy. Oh my god, how perfect would it be? We have The Room, and then we have a movie about the making of The Room, and then we could also have a documentary that is basically a movie about the making of The Disaster Artist, and showcasing just how fucking in character James Franco went to play Tommy Wiseau. Please let that happen. Please. Okay, so for number 8, we are going to go with and my mind melts thinking, trying to comprehend how this is Greta Gerwig's first, this is her directorial debut. This is not her 5th movie. This is not her 12th movie. Okay, this is Greta's first film. Okay, and it is fucking extraordinary. Okay, it is so real. Okay, particularly Saoirse Ronan's acting. Saoirse is so convincing as Lady Bird that, honest to God, it doesn't even feel like she's acting. It just feels like she is the character, literally. I was just emotionally rocked by this film. I adore this film. It's just, just hits you. It hits you right there. Okay, and at number 7, we are going to go for Hiya, Georgie. Ah, come on. I mean, this is my favorite Stephen King adaptation in like recent memory. I mean, they just knocked it out of the park. They just totally crushed it. This is a 10 out of 10 film. This is a fucking modern masterpiece. And I'm so happy that they nailed it. You know, it's like one of my favorite Stephen King stories. And like, God damn it, they did it. They did it. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. And then at number 6, this is probably gonna surprise a lot of people. Number 6 is this movie. I'm gonna try to be as concise as I can, but this movie, in my opinion, was weirder and crazier than Mother. You heard me correctly. This was the best WTF mindfuck film that I have seen all fucking year. Casey Affleck and Rooney Mara have perfect chemistry together and are just sensational in their performances. The cinematography is some of the year's best. It is so haunting. It is so just impeccably captured. Just, oh my God, the cinematography is just gorgeous. And also, another thing that's insane about this film is that the movie feels like you are watching like actual memories. Literally, by the way. The scene with the fucking pie. Now, number 5. I mean, come on. I love Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan is still currently my favorite living movie director. It's a 10 out of 10. He's done it again. Christopher Nolan, he's done it. He's done it again. He's done it. I just can't believe he's fucking done it again. First off, this is probably his most complex usage of time ever. It is for a bloodless PG-13 war film. This is one of the most terrifying, tension-filled war movies I have ever fucking witnessed. Seeing this in 70mm IMAX was like walking into fucking heaven. The only way that this would have been higher on my list is it's just that as much as I love Dunkirk, you know, Inception and Interstellar, for example, they're still notches higher than this film for me personally. I think that if Dunkirk had been the best movie he's ever made so far, period, the film would have been higher on this list. For number 4, we gotta go with Call Me By Your Name from director Luca Guadagnino. Listen, oh my goodness. This is the best love story of the year. It's one of the best love stories, cinematically speaking, that I've ever witnessed in my entire life. Okay? And there is more chemistry between these two as lovers than any other cinematic couple on screen this year. Okay, color me fucking impressed. Oh yes, and at number 3 we have 'Cause we got the fire and we're burning one hell of a something. So Yorgos Lanthimos' latest film, The Killing of a Sacred Deer. This is, you know, I've said that It Comes at Night is one of my new favorite horror films of all time. This is too. This is scarier. In fact, I would go as far as to say that this is the scariest horror film that I've seen in modern times, that I've seen in recent memory, that I've seen in the last 5+ years or some shit. I mean, this movie is fucking Everything about this movie is so uncomfortable. It is so devastatingly dark and darkly hilarious. It's like a black comedy and a psychological horror film at the same fucking time. It is overwhelmingly, nauseatingly irritating and creepy as fuck. This is the only film I've ever seen where I said, you know what? This feels like a Stanley Kubrick film. Okay, if Stanley Kubrick was alive, he would be a fucking massive fan of this film. Number 2. That's right. Bitch and moan all you want, okay? I don't care. I love Rian Johnson, particularly Looper and Brick have been, some of my favorite films for a long time. But, I mean, with the exception of Empire Strikes Back, this is my favorite Star Wars film that's ever been made. Simply because it is bold, it is, visually just stunning to look at. The acting is just awesome across the boards. Unpredictable, you know what I'm saying? And not only was it unpredictable, the movie is unpredictable because it's just full of these jarring, left field narrative directions and answers. And the way that the film delivers its answers are some of the funniest and some of the most thought-provoking concepts I've ever seen from a goddamn Star Wars film. Even on the 8th film, Star Wars can still fucking surprise me and emotionally resonate with me and make me excited for what's coming next. If it didn't do that for you, I'm sorry, but it definitely did that for me. Fucking love this movie. Definitely worthy of second, please. And of course, my favorite film from 2017. You know what it is. Say it. You know. Denis Villeneuve, honest to God, I'm going to need some more time to think about it a little bit more, but I saw this movie like 3 or 4 times in theaters. I don't do that. That's not something I do. Okay, usually if I'm seeing the film for a second time, it's usually because for like review purposes, for, notes purposes, I saw this 3 to 4 times in theaters because I needed to see it that many times. Hell, might have gone another time, but it left theaters. The cinematography is so good. The cinematography is perfect. Okay, it is borderline the kind of cinematography and lighting that I've seen in my own dreams. Okay, it is surreal as fuck. It is cerebral as fuck. It is philosophically deep as fuck. The acting is perfect. There are so many standout performances. This is the best that Harrison Ford has ever been. Ryan Gosling was perfectly casted. Oh God. The soundtrack is just eargasmic. And the visuals just make me, oh my gosh, just the visuals of this movie. I'm just like, I'm not worthy. The lighting in this movie is so good that it's like I've never had this experience before with the movie. The lighting is so perfect that it's almost like a character unto itself. This movie is like visual literature. It is so good. Okay, and the introduction of Harrison Ford into this film, and Harrison Ford's opening dialogue. I was like, oh shit, Denis, he understands. Oh shit, he understands. It's better than the original Blade Runner, and honestly, as time goes on, this might become my second favorite film all time. Anyway, So those are my those are my favorite films from 2017. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them, but I did want to go through my honorable mentions as well. I want to give a shout out to Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond with Jim Carrey. It was my favorite documentary of the year, and it's also my second favorite documentary that I've ever seen in my entire life. This is actually my number one favorite documentary of all time, right here. And then Logan, yeah, this is crazy that fucking Logan. It was a tough year. There's so many great films, you guys, this year. But yeah, Logan. It did not make my top 10 list, but you know, I love Logan though. Gave it 10 out of 10. Mother from Darren Aronofsky. That didn't make the list, but I love it. Thor Ragnarok, gave it a 9 out of 10. War for the Planet of the Apes, taking that off was hard. Oof, 10 out of 10 film, really enjoyed that. Wonder Woman, 9 out of 10. Baby Driver, a 9 out of 10. Okja from Netflix, gave that 9 out of 10. Detroit, gave that 9 out of 10 as well. Get Out, Get Out, gave that a 8 out of 10. The Shape of Water, gave that a 9 out of 10. Jor-Els Game from Netflix, gave that one a 9 out of 10. Definitely seek that one out. That one really was a pleasant surprise. Had a ball with that film. And lastly here, I got to throw in It Comes at Night. I gave that a 10 out of 10. But if you enjoyed this video, definitely make sure to smash that like button and subscribe as well. And yeah, what would you think about my top 10 list? How many of them were you able to guess? You old dirty dog, you. And what is your top 10 list of the best 2017 films? Let me know down below.